Happening now, police are asking for your help following a robbery last month and now offering up to a $1,000 reward too. Plus, reopening New York, what Chautauqua County's executive says the next hurdle is.
Oh, that sunshine is abode from the HD News Now cam this afternoon. We'll keep it going tomorrow, but some storms come our way Friday. We'll talk about it in detail next as the news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
An up to $1,000 reward is now offered for tips that could lead to an arrest of a Chautauqua County burglary suspect. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help following a burglary on Weber Road in the town of Chautauqua last month. Investigators say a 1996 Polaris Big Boss 6x6 ATV was stolen, along with a Coleman 6,500-watt generator. The theft, deputies say, happened between May 2nd and May 16th. Those who know the whereabouts of the stolen property or might have information connected to the case are asked to contact the We Tip hotline by calling 800-78-CRIME. We have the number listed for you on screen. We Tip is a nonprofit organization that works to gather anonymous tips for law enforcement agencies nationwide. Well, as most COVID-19 government mandates are lifted here in New York State, Chautauqua County's executive says the next hurdle the area faces is getting people back to work. WNY News Now's Mario Cosentino joins us live in studio with more on what's next here in the county. Mario?
Justin, with the state reaching its goal of 70% vaccinations and local COVID-19 cases limited just to 7 active, Chautauqua County Executive Jay Wendell tells us that he is thankful for the progress made and is ready for a return to normal.
I can't say enough to everybody. My teams in the county, our county workforce, first responders, everybody in Chautauqua County that's really helped us get to this point, and really excited that we made this through.
Wendell credits the county's low number of cases on the vaccine success. Right now, 56% of Chautauqua County's residents have at least 1 dose of a vaccine. But Wendell believes that the number may be higher due to people who get their vaccines outside of New York not being accounted for.
We're very confident those numbers are much higher, but until our residents reach out and register, we're not going to fully know.
If you were vaccinated in another state, Wendell asks that you reach out to the county health department to let them know that you're vaccinated. The challenge now, according to Wendell, is getting people back to work. The labor shortage, many believe, is caused by the increased unemployment benefits, a problem which State Senator George Borrello is trying to fight with proposed legislation.
Really, we want to get people in the county back to work and get the county back to what it's known for. It's our tourism, our hospitality, and a solid workforce.
Tourism to Lake Chautauqua this summer, Wendell believes, will help bring back the local economy as well. Looking towards the fall, he wants to push for a return to normal education. As a former teacher, he says that learning virtually is not ideal for children. Justin, back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Well, local sales tax across New York State increased by a historic amount last month, State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli announced today. Local sales tax collections for the month of May increased 57.8% compared to the same time last year. He says collections last month came out to a $1.4 billion, which is up $530 million from last May. He explains that this is the highest increase in recent history. Last May was around the height of the pandemic, which resulted in a 32.3% decline in tax revenue from May 2019. This is the second straight month where local tax collections have seen improvement. Well, area Cub and Boy Scouts are partnering with the local American Legion to properly retire U.S. flags. Jamestown area Cub Scout Pack 123 and Boy Scout Troop 177 joined forces with the American Legion Post 777 in Celeron during a recent flag retirement ceremony. The United States Flag Code states that the flag, when it's in such condition that it's no longer a fitting emblem to display, should be destroyed in a dignified way, preferably by burning. And that's precisely what the groups did. The Scouts began by folding the whole flag in its customary manner. After starting a fire large enough to completely burn it, Old Glory was respectfully placed into the fire, not touching the ground in the process. As the flags begin to burn, it's asked that you salute them, say the Pledge of Allegiance, and pause for a moment of silence. The flag should be thoroughly burned so that nothing besides the ashes are left. Those ashes then, according to the flag code, should be buried. Certainly, it's a great way to teach those young men, and in some cases women too, absolutely, to learn about the respect to this nation's flag. We thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. We always love to hear from you. It's great to see Diane. Good to see David, Joel, Wendy. Happy hump day to you. Great to see Cindy, Dave, and Joanna, who says, good day, mates. And we always love to hear from all of you. Simply say hello if you don't want to talk about these stories, but we love to see you nevertheless. One thing that a lot of people are talking about today is the weather and the beautiful weather that we're having outside. Yesterday, Dakota, was really a perfect night, I thought. It was cool, yet we had enough sunshine that you could get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, after those morning clouds parted, the sunshine broke out and not a cloud in the sky. I dare you to find one cloud in this image from Finley Lake. I'll give you a hint. There isn't any. Clear blue skies out there, 67 degrees, and look at that low dew point of 40, so the humidity not in play at all today. So it is going to be a fantastic day out there, and you'll see this is running. The satellite and radar loop, it is running. There's just nothing going on. No clouds anywhere across western New York or northwestern Pennsylvania. Tarp Skunks at home tonight. They are playing the Batavia Muck Dogs tonight at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a nice night for baseball. 64 degrees at the first pitch at 7 o'clock, 57 by the time we go to the 7th inning stretch, and by the time we go to the 9th inning, 53 degrees. You might need a light jacket or at least a sweater by the time we go throughout the game, but it'll be a nice night for baseball. So go Tarp Skunks. 68 degrees was the high yesterday. 49 is where we started the day. 92 and 33 are the record highs and lows for today. So through the afternoon, you win a day of beautiful sunshine. Everybody wins sunshine. Still cool, but no humidity to contend with. 65 on the highest hills to 71 at the Lake Erie shoreline with a northwest wind. Now we keep the sunshine going tomorrow. Then we get some rain in here on Friday, and some of that rain could be a bit on the stronger side. We'll talk about it in detail with that 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin?
All right, Dakota, 10 minutes time. We'll see you back. Thank you. One of Chautauqua County's largest attractions is getting a big promotional boost, part of New York State's I Love New York campaign. Panama Rocks was mentioned in a new advertisement released this week. The attraction, which highlights a unique outcrop of a 300-million-year-old sedimentary rock formation, boasts a 1-mile loop around a half-mile ridge. The scenery also includes a jungle-like charm. It's home to 800-year-old hemlocks and other species of trees, including ash, beech, black cherry, elm, and red. Now, since 2011, the spot has consistently been listed at TripAdvisor's #1 ranked attraction here in Chautauqua County. Park management says they're grateful to be included in the state's new tourism push. Well, a popular brand of baby food was recalled last week because of high levels of arsenic, and now a consumer advocacy group is urging parents not to use rice cereal at all. Mandy Gaither reports.
It's often a baby's first solid food.
What we've done out of habit isn't necessarily best for babies.
But the consumer advocacy group Healthy Babies Bright Future is urging parents to stay away from rice cereal.
If you choose a rice cereal from the grocery store, you really don't know if it has high arsenic or not. You don't know if the company's tested or what decision the company's made about the arsenic in their product.
Last week, Beech-Nut recalled one lot of rice cereal after finding it exceeded the FDA's arsenic limits. No other Beech-Nut products are affected by this recall, and no illnesses related to these product codes were reported. But the company also announced it will stop selling baby rice cereal altogether.
Arsenic is a really common contaminant in soil. It's everywhere, but rice happens to be particularly effective at picking it up from the soil and absorbing it. And so infant rice cereal has higher levels of arsenic than almost any baby food on the market.
The FDA first proposed a limit on arsenic in infant rice cereal in 2016 when studies found nearly half of infant rice cereals sampled from retail stores in 2014 contained 100 parts per billion of arsenic or more. Even low levels of arsenic can harm a baby's developing brain.
If you've been serving infant rice cereal, there's no need for panic or immediate concern. The important thing is to make sure that throughout your child's infancy, you're doing what you can to reduce lead and arsenic exposures.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. The Healthy Babies Bright Future organization says alternatives include oatmeal or multigrain cereals or simply pureeing fruits and vegetables. Coming up, what we know about new legislation that looks to help students struggling during the pandemic shutdown, and later why prices on some common buys like food and household items are continuing to go up. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues on this bright and sunny hump day.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Honest John's has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today, online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Have the best summer ever with endless adventures at Girl Scout Summer Camp. Financial aid available, open to all girls. For more information, call or go to gswny.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
New legislation looks to ensure New York students with disabilities won't age out of public education and can return to school to get the services they were unable to receive during the pandemic. The bill now allows special education students to return to school until completing their individualized education plans or turning 23 years old, whichever sooner. Most schools are able to adapt to online learning during the pandemic. However, many special ed students were unable to engage in remote learning or adapt to online lessons, essentially losing out on education. This includes students who are deaf or hard of hearing, students who have visual impairments, and those who have multiple disabilities that some cannot use computers independently. These students were unable to receive many of their important services defined in their IEPs. The bill ensures that districts can continue to provide educational services to them who did not receive the services included in their plan. Well, yesterday, the Senate unanimously passed a bill to establish Juneteenth as a federal holiday. It still needs to pass the House before going to President Joe Biden's desk. The bill designates June 19, 2021 as Juneteenth Independence Day. In its recognition of June 19, 1865, the date on which the end of slavery reached slaves in southwestern states. This comes after Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican from Wisconsin, announced he would no longer object to the measure moving forward like he did last year, paving the way for the bill's passage. Any one senator can block the passage of a measure by a unanimous contest, though. President Joe Biden heads into a high-stakes meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin today, as regulations between the two countries are at what could be their lowest point since the Cold War. Cybersecurity, election interference, and human rights are, as Isabel Rosales explains, the key topics the leaders are expected to discuss and the red lines Biden is prepared to draw.
President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin face off in a high-pressure one-on-one.
He is as they say, when he used to play ball, a worthy adversary.
Biden has been studying up.
He's over-prepared.
Points of possible cooperation include Afghanistan, the Iran nuclear deal, arms control, and climate change. Also high on Biden's agenda, confronting Putin over cyber attacks.
Where is the evidence? Where is proof?
Plus aggression against Ukraine, election interference, and Putin's treatment of his political rivals.
And the areas where we don't agree, make it clear what the red lines are.
Biden has for decades been distrustful of Putin, even during times the Russian president has been in favor.
I was able to get a sense of his soul.
10 years ago, Biden infamously told Putin, "I'm looking into your eyes. I don't think you have a soul." Biden claims Putin replied, "We understand each other." But Biden says moving forward.
Isabel Rosales reporting some Girl Scouts across the nation are experiencing an unusual problem this year: 15 billion boxes of unsold cookies. The 109-year-old organization says the pandemic shut down in-person sales at cookie booths. The Girl Scouts usually make around $800 million each year, selling 200 million boxes of cookies. The overstock issue, however, is not impacting Scouts in Western New York. The Girl Scouts of Western New York say they had 20,000 packages of cookies left over, which is 2% of their total sales at the council level. In total, local troops sold over 1.2 million packages and donated the remaining to local missions, first responders, food banks, military members, and more as part of their Share Cookie program. Girl Scout cookies. They always get us at lunch. Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. It's like Dakota. Every day we talk about some sort of scrumptious food on here, and I wish they would have brought samples. I mean, I love.
Well, I don't want to badmouth the Girl Scout cookies because they really are good, and they really are a great way to, support the Girl Scouts. But
you're not a fan?
They are a little. No, I mean they're good.
Yeah.
But it's just I think they're a little expensive.
Yeah, but when you think about the donation that
yeah,
makes, one box really does change a lot.
Right.
A lot of these girls will use this funding to help them get into camps and other things like that. So it really is incredible, and every little bit helps. And I think when you look at it across Western New York, I talk about this a couple times throughout the year, or maybe more than that, I guess. But our area is really so giving. And you think about some of these cookie like the cookie surplus that they're seeing, the shortage of people purchasing them. And
it's better to have a cookie surplus than it is, I guess, to have the cookie shortage.
Right. And they sold all their cookies here. And I think it goes back to people in Western New York and Chautauqua County who are willing to give, even in times where sometimes this last year it's been difficult to do that. You know, it really has. So we appreciate Jason. Wendy says she agrees with you on that. Good to see Harley. Good to see Diane and Pam as well. Hopefully you're all having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in on the broadcast. Dakota, it looks like you have some friends behind you.
Yes, I do.
What happened? Who, a duck?
So what ended up happening was I took a little impromptu trip down to Warren yesterday. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I bought a pair of AirPods.
Yeah, do you have them with you?
Yes, but they're in the Weather Center. We'll show them off later. But yeah, so when I was
you won't buy Girl Scout cookies, but you'll.
Yeah, but this could be dinner. I shouldn't have said that. But no, I found some ducks in the parking lots in Tops down in Warren, and I found a couple for you. So I threw this out on social media. So if you're a fan of quackers, quack, 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 I had a couple for you. So Hunters WX on Twitter, the First Defense weather page on Facebook is how you send us your pictures. And yeah, it's been relatively dry this June. I mean, we've had 1.44 inches of rainfall combined throughout the month. That is over 3/4 of an inch of a deficit to where we should be to normal. And you can see the most amount of rain we had on a day was on the 9th, where we had almost 3/4 of an inch. So that got us thinking, what are the driest Junes on record? And of course, the records for the city of Jamestown go all the way back to 1995. And as we run right now, 2021 would rank as the 5th driest June with 1.44 inches. The driest ever was in 1991, where we had less than 3/4 of an inch of rainfall throughout the entire month. So we'll see as we go throughout the month where we stand right there, but not a cloud anywhere across the Northeast. All the activity is way over there off the East Coast in the Atlantic. And we'll show you very quickly here that Friday is going to become the next weather situation. There is a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 for Erie County, Pennsylvania, and much of Warren County. And it does actually skirt portions of the western southern tier, and then everybody else is in the low end marginal, a level 1 out of 5. This is for Friday afternoon, and we're going to keep our eyes on those showers and thunderstorms. Friday could be on the stronger side. So here's a wider view or future scan to show you nothing is going on. All the activity is off the Atlantic coast. You'll see a few clouds coming in tomorrow, but yeah, that's not going to be a major deal. But watch as we run future scan all the way out. This goes all the way until Friday morning. Future scan can only go out so far, but this is what we're going to be watching for Friday. Notice how it has like a Boeing segment to it. That's concerning. So we're going to have to watch that, because this is what's going to be moving our way Friday afternoon and Friday evening. We'll take a look at that. But no weather out there right now, just blue skies, 62, north wind to 10. That's why it's cooler, that north wind bringing in that cooler air. So let's take a look at the temperatures. The inland areas for the afternoon will likely stay in the lower to mid 60s across much of the area. The cooler spot will be inland. You may top around 70 at the Lake Erie shoreline. Now, presented by a Quacker, the next 7 days of your life. 73 tomorrow, 76 on Fridays. A couple of those storms in the afternoon could be stronger. Scattered shower on Saturday, not a total washout, looking great for Father's Day. 80 on Monday, a few late day storms, then it turns breezy on Tuesday and cooler again as temperatures return to the lower 70s. We'll take a break and be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Noah.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
As the economy comes back to life and people start spending some money again, you might notice that some things are getting more expensive. Why? Mary Maloney explains for us in today's Consumer Watch.
From beef to home improvement, even airfare. As Americans begin opening up their stores and their wallets again, prices all around are rising along with increased demand.
We've seen our meat prices probably go up to record high levels right now because the demand is so strong with all our restaurants booming right now. So there's been an unprecedented increase in especially meat prices right now.
In contrast to increased demand, a decrease in supplies. Many supply chains were interrupted during the pandemic, raising costs even further. When COVID-19 made it difficult for lumber mills to produce building supplies, new home prices and home improvement prices soared.
The prices for fence materials, in particular posts, 2x4s, pickets, they've all tripled.
As those COVID restrictions lift, people are once again taking to the friendly skies in droves. But after dirt cheap prices in 2020, consumers are now being met with sticker shock as they book what AAA is calling their revenge travel. Delta CEO Ed Bastian says while the airlines are working to add more flights, costs could still go up.
Go out and hold your seats and get your plans booked, because pricing will eventually start to respond to the big surge in demand.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Mary, thank you. Yeah, it really is getting a little ridiculous out there, Dakota. One of my family members is actually trying to build a house, and they've realized that things are so expensive compared to where they were pre-COVID, and it's just because for so long, as she mentioned, the demand was so low, and now we're getting back to it, and you can see it everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the basic laws of supply and demand.
Yeah.
How when there was little demand for, say, the airfare, like nobody wanted to go on an airplane at all in 2020. Like you could, like what was it like? Tickets were like what? Like
so
$15?
Oh yeah,
something like that.
In
I
some
mean, it was
cases.
absolutely ridiculously cheap. And then now, since everybody is finally starting to venture back out into the world, as finally we're starting to get into a post-COVID world with the vaccines out there and whatnot. Now the prices are going up to try to make up for what they lost in 2020. And it's the same thing all across the board with lumber and everything. I mean, all the industries are trying to make up for what they lost last year.
Right.
So
and you think about it, in early COVID, we joked about this, but it's almost like you wanted to kind of take out stock and say toilet paper or spaghetti sauce. It was crazy how in the very beginning everything was off the shelves, and then people kind of calmed down a little bit, and we continued life. But nevertheless, now people are back out to restaurants, like they mentioned, and it's good. I think it's a good thing that we're heading in that direction. But we'll get through this as we.
It's just going to take a while. I mean, it's a bump in the road. We'll get there, just like how we got past through COVID.
Yep.
It's a bump in the road, and hopefully pretty soon the prices will moderate and things will be a little bit better.
We've gone through so much. I mean, what more? It's like the cicada thing. What more?
Killer bees, anybody?
Right, for real. Have you seen those bees locally? They're huge. I don't think we
have not the killer bees, but the murder hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they found a nest in Washington State. And I know that they were able to take one of the bees. I think they took it for research purposes, but I think they killed the rest of the nest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they did with the actual nest, but I know that they took at least one of the bees for, I think, research. But yeah, I mean, everybody was freaking out over that. And it's just like, I hate bees to begin with.
Me too.
It's just like,
Me too.
they're great polluters or great pollinators. Not polluters.
We're the polluters.
Yeah, we're the polluters. We're not going to get into that argument. That's another rat hole.
Right. Good to see Annie. Good to see Wendy and Joanna and Cindy as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. Well, let's get a final check of our weather forecast. And I know you said some more severe weather possible later in this week, but what are we looking at tonight?
Well, tonight is going to be fantastic. Take a look at it. 39 in the deepest valleys. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if there's some frost somewhere in the inland valleys, but mainly clear and starlit. We may see some patchy fog in the river valley areas to around 50 at the Lake Erie shoreline. So it's not going to be too bad, but you might want to close the windows, especially if you're in the deepest valley locations.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, hey, 39 degrees, that's not too bad. It's always this big thing though. It's like, do you turn off the air conditioner? That's you probably should, because they say when it gets too cold, it's not good for it. But then the issue I have is I'll wake up and
and it's hot.
It's hot, or in many cases, it's not like the house is freezing.
Right.
And the thing is, then I also get my allergies kind of flaring up.
Well, you see, Justin he gets paid more than everybody else around here. So it's like, his house has central air. So.
No, I don't actually have central air. I have the window units, but we have one for every room. So it's the thing. You pay for air during the summer, you pay for heat during the winter. It's the same amount.
I don't want to see your electric bill.
It's not that bad. No, because we come to this conclusion. You pay for heat, like we have baseboard electric heating. So it's more expensive during the winter, and it's actually less expensive during the summer. So, there's the AirPods.
Yep, AirPods, this is the wireless charging case too, by the way.
You like them so far?
Yes, they're really good.
Yeah.
So, AirPods, just another thing. So it's like, Apple, take my money.
Yeah, really.
See you tomorrow.
They should pay you for that.
Yeah, I know.
They should pay
Tim
you.
Cook?
Anybody? That's going to do it for us. Of course, news does continue 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our free mobile app. You can download it today in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We are back tomorrow. Hope to see you all here.